Hello, everybody. Welcome to...
These are individuals who lied on their resumes to secure a job. Some genuinely took deception to an entirely new level, from signing gibberish to lying about being sick. Let's delve into the stories of those whose first day on the job was also their last. Number 1. BBC reporter's involuntary high. In 2010, Quentin Somerville, a BBC correspondent in the Middle East, was covering a story on a large drug bonfire set by officials. Unexpectedly, he became euphoric after inhaling the smoke. The experienced journalist could only manage a sentence before dissolving into uncontrollable laughter. Despite multiple attempts, he couldn't finish his report without chuckling. Somerville later shared this hilarious mishap with his followers, noting it as a lighter moment after covering intense stories. The BBC clarified that this particular footage was never broadcast, and it's easy to see why. Number 2. Woman's gibberish signing. In 2017, a woman named Daryl Roberts posed as an interpreter at a Florida press conference where Tampa's police chief Brian Dugan announced an arrest. As Dugan spoke, Roberts beside him motioned unintelligible signs. Rachel Sedumbrino, an ASL professor at the University of South Florida, commented that Roberts's gestures resembled someone singing Jingle Bells. Among Roberts's nonsensical signs were phrases like 51 hours ago, 0-12-22 murder, and Murder Bush 3 age 24. Tampa Police's Steve Haggerty mentioned Roberts arrived unannounced, and they mistakenly believed she was the scheduled interpreter. Subsequent investigations revealed Roberts' prior convictions, including grand theft and burglary. She had completed a 5-year sentence for felony fraud in 2016. This instance truly exemplifies the audacity of faking credentials. Number 3. Cash chaos on California freeway. An armored vehicle inadvertently dumped a vast amount of money onto a California highway, triggering mayhem. Motorists halted their vehicles, scrambling to collect scattered bills. Due to an unlatched door, several cash bags fell and burst open, resulting in money dispersing across the lanes, as conveyed by Officer Curtis Martin of the California Highway Patrol to local reporters. Social media influencer Demi Bagby, boasting over 2 million followers, captured the moment and shared it online, displaying the scattered cash. Numerous viral videos depicted individuals hastily gathering money, with some jubilantly tossing cash into the air. Melissa Aiden, a journalist present, shared photos of the residue, only money bands from the armored vehicle. She mentioned on Twitter that many drivers pulled over to join the hunt. However, the CHP warned that collecting the cash is illegal and urged finders to return it. One can speculate that the driver responsible likely faced job repercussions. Number 4. Intern's social media slip-up. When taking a day off for a party, it's wise not to share the evidence online. Sadly, a bank intern had to learn this the hard way. Kevin Colvin, an intern at Anglo-Irish Bank, informed his supervisor, Paul Davis, that he needed to head back to New York City due to unforeseen circumstances. Davis approved, unaware that the situation was a Halloween bash in Worcester, Massachusetts. Not long after, a colleague stumbled upon a Facebook photo of Colvin, decked out as a shimmering fairy with a wand and Bud Light. The inevitable ensued. The colleague spilled the beans, and soon enough, Davis was clued in on the deception. The supervisor's subsequent email, CC'd to all staff, addressed the deceit, leading to Kevin's prompt dismissal. Ouch. Number 5. Paramedics blooper reel. If you weren't previously aware that July 8th is International Paramedics Day, a particular 2022 announcement would ensure you'd never forget. This year marked the inaugural event to honor and spread awareness about the dedication of paramedics worldwide. Paramedics from the East of England Ambulance Service attempted to create a promotional video for the occasion, but it proved unexpectedly comedic. Whenever Dave Tomorrow began with, "Hello everybody, welcome," his partner Joe Cartwright burst into laughter, delaying the recording. Their shared Facebook video demonstrated the repeated failed takes. Even after changing locations, the duo struggled, especially when Joe repeatedly answered the prompt, "What's it like being a paramedic?" with just, "It's good." Though the final cut was far from what they intended, the amusing outtakes served to draw attention to International Paramedics Day in an unexpectedly delightful manner. Number 6. Refrigerator drop disaster. 2 delivery men faced a challenging task transporting a refrigerator to a residence, and it all went south. Home surveillance recorded the duo hauling the fridge up the stairs. As they neared the summit, the bottom man stumbled, leading the fridge to crash down and detaching one of its doors. Given the apparent weight difference, The man below seemed to bear much more strain than his counterpart. Furthermore, the absence of a dolly or proper strapping exacerbated the issue. If tilted and securely strapped, this mishap might have been sidestepped. Thankfully, injuries were avoided, but this would be a tough one to clarify to the homeowner. Number 7. Unexpected television star Dana Faruqi, a digital content professional, snagged tickets for the Euro 2020 semi-final football match. Unsure if she'd get leave, she feigned illness. At Wembley Stadium, she discovered her seats offered a prime view, but this also meant cameras had a clear shot of her spot. Despite being amidst 66,000 spectators, Faruqi feared recognition but hoped for anonymity. Her luck ran out when she and her friend were televised rejoicing. Her employers caught the broadcast, and within hours, she was informed of her dismissal for contract violation. The takeaway: if you play hooky, avoid prime stadium seats. Number 8. Broadcast error. Getting lost in thought during work is relatable, but for Australian journalist Natasha Exelby, a momentary lapse came at a cost. After a recorded clip, the camera abruptly shifted to Exelby, capturing her engrossed with her pen. Her sudden realization led to an audible gasp before she professionally segued to sports news. Post the hiccup, Exelby anchored the program till midnight, later taking to Twitter to jestingly acknowledge her lapse and thank supporters. However, her network wasn't as understanding. News Corp reported she was sidelined from on-air roles after the viral clip. This decision faced criticism, with many in media and politics defending Exelby, suggesting alternatives to her dismissal. In a turn of events, Sydney's Kiss 106.5 employed Exelby, lauding her grace amidst the media glare. Number 9. Home office invasion. In the post-pandemic era, the trials of working from home amidst family are relatable to many, but perhaps no one felt it quite as sharply as Professor Robert Kelly, now famously referred to as BBC Dad. About 4 years ago, a video of him discussing a political impeachment on BBC went viral, not for the subject matter, but for the unexpected visitors during the interview. As he shared his insights, his daughter, with lively pigtails, sashayed into the frame, diverting all focus onto her dance. As Kelly tried gently nudging her out of camera view, the scene became even more comedic when his young son zoomed in, using his walker. Moments later, his wife, in evident panic, swooped into the room in a hasty rescue mission, attempting to remove the mischievous duo. Despite the amusing chaos behind him, Kelly soldiered on, discussing events related to the Korean Peninsula. Those 40 seconds, filled with unexpected family antics, probably felt like an eternity for Kelly. Anyone with a funny or embarrassing interview story can now surely feel a bit more seen. Number 10. Anchorman's comical challenge. Back in 2018, an incident at a Lancaster, Pennsylvania market resulted in chuckles from television viewers. A man was reported to have swindled money from a momentarily unguarded cash register, feigning to be a typical customer. Even though he managed a quick exit before any police notification, an onlooker provided a vivid description. A sketch artist then derived an illustration from this account. When the time came for Ethan Foreheads, an anchorman from KY3, to break the news, the visual caught him off guard. He momentarily paused, glanced at the camera, and tried detailing the sketch. As he wrestled to suppress his mirth, news broke that the suspect had been apprehended. The station displayed a juxtaposition of the actual mugshot with the amusingly off-the-mark sketch, leading Foreheads into a fit of laughter. What's astonishing is whether it's the effectiveness of the rudimentary sketch in leading to the apprehension, or Forehead's commendable, albeit faltering, effort to remain professional on air. It's a challenge many of us might not have gracefully surmounted. Number 11. Squirrel Zoom bombing. In an uproarious TikTok video that took the internet by storm, a gentleman's Zoom call is humorously sabotaged by an unexpected squirrel incursion. Diving deeper into the scene, it's evident that this isn't their inaugural encounter. Pre-armed with a baseball bat adjacent to his workstation, the man's preparedness indicates prior skirmishes. The moment he realizes the tiny trespasser has made another grand entrance, he shrieks for assistance, hollering about the rodent's comeback. The backstory hints at a prior invasion that ended inconclusively, only for the squirrel to time another strike, coinciding perfectly with his Zoom engagement. Panicking, he snatches his bat, clambering atop his desk, just as the squirrel seemingly leaps in his direction, amplifying his distress. It's debatable who's more rattled, the squirrel, the man, or the unsuspecting Zoom attendees. But this isn't where the tale ends. A sequel aptly named The Squirrel Returns exists, a testament to the ongoing saga. This relentless documentation, courtesy of the man's wife, also includes the aftermath with his bewildered colleagues. With each episode, their squirrel drama appears to intensify. Eager fans await, watching their profile for the next episode in the Man vs. Squirrel Chronicles. Number 12. Wine catastrophe at restaurant. In a St. Petersburg restaurant, a simple act turned into an unexpected wine calamity. A surveillance camera caught the exact moment a staff member removed a bottle from an imposing wall-mounted wine rack. He briefly examined the label and then attempted to return the bottle. However, inadvertently, he nudged another bottle, causing a precarious shift. At first, the employee tried to stabilize the swaying bottles, hoping to prevent a disaster. However, the situation worsened when another staff member joined in the effort, triggering a domino effect. In mere moments, the wall relinquished its contents, spilling hundreds of bottles onto the floor. The estimated financial toll of the accident is believed to be around 1 million rubles, or roughly 14,000 US dollars. Early insights suggest that the wine display might have had design flaws from the outset, attributing the incident to potential errors by the rack's manufacturers. The blame might not squarely rest on the shoulders of the employee involved. One might ponder the wisdom behind displaying a vast collection of wine bottles in such a precarious manner. Surely the cleanup crew faced a daunting task that day, with overtime almost guaranteed. Number 13. Electrician in a tight spot. Being an electrician comes with its challenges, from planning installations to troubleshooting issues. However, for one electrician, his challenge was a tad more unique. Donning a striped t-shirt, this electrician found himself in a predicament. Tasked with installing lights, he had leaned headfirst into an opening, only to realize his head was stuck. His initial calm gave way to a slight panic as he tried to angle his head out, to no avail. Instead of offering a helping hand, his colleague took the opportunity to document the hilarious situation. As the trapped electrician tried to figure a way out, his co-worker could barely contain his laughter, especially when the electrician turned, revealing just the top of his head peeking out from the hole. Sometimes, work situations light up not just bulbs, but also one's day. Number 14. Unexpected star of a Google Hangout. Online meetings have become the new normal, and with them come some memorable blunders. A prime example unfolded during a video call involving the radio hosts of 98.7 The Bull in Portland. The usually uneventful sign-off of their Google Hangout took a comedic twist when Tony Russell mistakenly assumed his video feed was off. As he stood up and roamed his apartment, his colleagues Mojo Roberts, Danny Dwyer, and Jen Hayes couldn't contain their amusement. They watched Russell stretch casually in his undergarments and indulge in a few unsuspecting personal adjustments. As Roberts gasped for breath amidst his laughter, Hayes dialed Russell's number. When she informed him they could all see him in his relaxed attire, a mortified Russell glanced at his computer screen, confirming his impromptu spectacle. Without missing a beat, he dashed off camera, leaving his colleagues roaring with laughter. Though the station's YouTube channel only boasts a modest 50,000 subscribers, this memorable incident drew a staggering 5 million views. Russell, showing he's a good sport, even shared the video on his Facebook, adding to its viral status. While these online meeting faux pas are entertaining for viewers, they serve as a reminder to double-check your settings and surroundings during virtual calls. Got a quirky work-from-home story of your own? Share it and join the ever-growing club of virtual meeting mishaps. Number 15. A car delivery fiasco. The importance of inspecting a vehicle before signing off is vividly illustrated in this incident from the Netherlands. A customer eagerly anticipated the delivery of their new Audi A3, capturing the moment on video. The process began well, with the car being lowered from the delivery truck. However, a jarring noise interrupted the smooth progression, indicating possible scraping of the vehicle's front. As the driver steered the Audi into the driveway, an unexpected twist occurred. A motorcyclist racing down the sidewalk collided with the newly delivered A3. The impact was so significant that the motorcyclist's helmet was flung off, despite him rising almost immediately, seemingly unhurt. The vehicle's owner, viewing this from their window, undoubtedly experienced a gamut of emotions. Multiple factors contributed to the debacle. The speeding motorcyclist on the sidewalk was a primary contributor, though one might argue the driver should have checked for incoming traffic. Predicting a high-speed biker would be challenging. Moreover, the delivery vehicle obstructed the bike lane, perhaps nudging the rider onto the sidewalk. Yet it's worth noting that the biker might have opted for the road instead. Another alarming observation was the motorcyclist's helmet, which seemed inadequately fastened, given how swiftly it detached upon impact. Helmets are crucial safety gear, but they must be securely worn to offer protection. Mercifully, the accident resulted in no severe injuries. Yet the dealership now faces the conundrum of a potentially damaged vehicle that hasn't been signed off. The customer, more of an onlooker in the entire episode, will likely expect the dealership to manage the predicament. Reflecting on the entire episode, it's astonishing to consider the multiple missteps leading to this perplexing car delivery. Surely the delivery driver had some significant explaining ahead with his superiors.